Welcome back, friends, to another episode of Dimes on Duval. Alongside Mike Yazji, I'm Keith Manzi. No Skylar Chase with us today. He fortunately was a little busy, but hey, you know what? We felt like we were extremely behind on recording, so we had to get one out there. Wouldn't you agree?
Yep, 100%. A lot has happened in the last few weeks since we recorded. Obviously, we had the TPC a few weeks ago here in Jacksonville, in Ponte Vedra. We have pretty much. We have March Madness and we have Jags free agency. So we definitely missed a lot, but we wanted to get back with everyone to go over a few things recently.
Yes, and we definitely apologize for our absence, but we are happy to be back in the studio to, again, like you said, get all of this off our chest. So, I mean, I'm not gonna. Obviously, you'll hear the intro music. We've got some college basketball to talk about, my friend.
I am ready to go over it.
Yes. Last night we were lucky enough to watch the Florida State Seminoles take down the Colorado Buffalo. That first half may have been one of the worst first halves I've ever seen in my life, and then the second half was one of the best second halves I've ever seen from this team, I should say. Not in my life, but I mean, the difference between the two halves was just incredible.
Yeah, the first half I was like, really? This is gonna be a long night.
I thought the final score was gonna be like 41-38.
I honestly didn't think we were gonna break 50 points total, like each team. Like it was gonna be bad. I didn't think we were gonna get to 90 points total. But Florida State came through in the second half. They started playing excellent defense, and they got the ball moving inside and shooting some threes against Colorado, which is really good for us. And I do believe that that's the second half performance we needed after a lackluster finish to the season where we blew leads in the second half and lost some key games. I think this is a team that just needed that great second half to push them over the top. And hopefully going into this upcoming weekend against Michigan, they can use that and keep going and hopefully get to the Final Four.
It's going to be a tall task, but the ability to, in the first part of the second half, breaking the zone was just fantastic. They were able to put the ball in the middle, and that caused the collapse from the two interior defensive men, and we were able to just find open man every time. I mean, so often in college basketball, you see zone basketball or zone defense. It completely ruins an offense, and Florida State was able to capitalize. Then the full court defense really caused troubles for Colorado. They could not. I mean, they could maybe get the ball past midcourt, but they were so flustered to try to move the ball so quickly, they just kept turning it over. So
yeah, and like you said about the zone defense, like it does fluster teams. Look how Syracuse is always a team to be reckoned with in the tournament. They shut down San Diego State earlier this past weekend, and they shut down West Virginia 2 days ago. So I definitely do believe that zone defense is big for Florida State, and they definitely shut down Colorado. And I'm looking forward to the matchup Sunday evening against Michigan.
Absolutely. As going around the league a little bit, what was the biggest? Let's just go with one of the biggest surprises you saw from the the group of 64 or 32.
Blue Bloods suck.
Oh, how about the Pac-12?
That. Okay.
5 in the first round. Everyone thought that. I mean, I remember listening to our buddies over at
Sports Bar
podcast, and they were talking about how the Pac-12 was just terrible, and then they went off 5 of their games.
Everybody else kept losing. They definitely are impressing me. I do like a lot of their teams. I do like Oregon. I do like USC. They both are ironically going against each other in the Sweet 16. I'm just so glad that the Pac-12 going into the matchup against Florida State with Colorado, they were 7-0. Or I think it was 8-0. Maybe it was 7-0. But their only loss so far in the tournament was against Florida State, and I'm loving seeing that. It's great to see that Florida State ended that streak. But also Pac-12 has impressed me. But to answer your question, a big surprise for me is Oral Roberts, really a 15 seed, beating not only Ohio State but our lovely, most hated rival. Well, not really a rival in basketball because we've owned them, the Florida Gators.
Yeah. Skylar isn't here to put in his 2 cents, so we'll
There's
speak
no
for
defending
him,
it, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Mike White, don't know exactly what he's doing there.
Hashtag extend Mike White. I tweeted it the other day.
Me too.
So I hope Florida extends it, but they probably will fire him. But I don't know.
Like he blamed it on fatigue. And I don't know how you can just blame it on fatigue. You're supposed to be the conditioned team, but
hey, he's running out of excuses.
Yeah. I mean, again, extend Mike White. I'm okay with it.
But another surprise I had is the fact that the Big Ten and the Big 12, honestly, the two best schools or best conferences in college basketball this year, not looking good. There's only one team left out of each conference, and that is Baylor from the Big 12, and and Michigan in the Big 10, who are, like we already said, is playing Florida State Sunday. I think Big 10 had about 8-9 teams. Maybe I don't even remember how many they had. I
believe it was 8. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Big 10 I think had about 6 or 7. I'm not sure. Either way, they're each down to one team, and I'm really curious to see if both can continue to win. Both with tough matchups this weekend. Baylor against Villanova, and then potentially Arkansas, because I don't believe Oral Roberts can keep it going, but it's March Madness. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
And then they got Michigan going against Florida State. And then potentially, if they do win, they got UCLA and Alabama, who is red hot right now. And Alabama did deserve, in my opinion, to be a 1 seed.
I honestly forgot that they were even in it. I haven't watched any of them in the tournament. I mean, I've watched them during the regular season because it seemed like they were always on TV.
They're good. It
seemed like they were always playing Georgia, too. I don't know. Maybe I just got lucky and watched it twice. But playing off what you said there was actually my surprise was Illinois. I thought Illinois had the tools to get to at least the Final Four. Maybe not win it all, but they just looked flat.
Yeah, in my bracket pool that I'm running right now, I had Illinois in the championship game, and a lot of people in the group did pick Illinois to win it all, and they got screwed.
It was a popular pick, and rightfully so. I mean, they have some really good talent, and it, again, like I said, they just fell flat yesterday. Well, yesterday when we were watching, but I don't know, man. It's madness. I love it. This is what we live for.
So, I was thinking the other day while watching the tournament, would you rather chaos and a no-name school? Okay, I don't want to say no-name school, but a random team, non-Power 5 school. Granted, Gonzaga, I guess you can consider them a top school, even though they're not a Power 5.
Not Power 5 / Gonzaga. How about that?
Yeah, okay, that works. Or would you, a full of chaos and a team like, for example, Loyola Chicago winning it all?
Oh, I would love that. Give it to me all day. If they beat Florida State, yeah, that sucks. If they beat Xavier, yeah, that sucks.
Okay, well, let me give you the two options. Would you rather that or a standard tournament, normal tournament, and Gonzaga just wins it all, run through the table?
Nah, I don't want to see that. I want to see chaos.
Okay, I want to see chaos, but also to an extent, I want to see Gonzaga do something that's not been done since the 70s. And that's to go undefeated from regular season and wire-to-wire undefeated and win a national championship. It hasn't been done since the 70s. That'd be history. It'd be pretty cool to see it. I actually am rooting for Gonzaga to win it all, not only because I have them winning in my pool, but I do think they are the best team in the country. I want to see the best team win. Now, don't get me wrong, I would love to see chaos, but I want to see Gonzaga win it because they've deserved a title chance, and they've gone close many times, but they cannot pull through.
Give me a George Mason situation all over again, getting to the Final Four, going crazy. I want to see Loyola Chicago in there. I want to see some
they were in the Final Four 3 years ago.
Yeah, I know, but do it for Sister Jean, man.
Oh, I'm so sick of the Sister Jean. I'm so sick of it.
I mean, she looks bad.
I mean, she's 101.
I know. But just like
honestly, if I was 101, I would love to, I don't care. I'm alive and well.
A few years ago, though, at the tournament, she was waving, she was smiling. Obviously, she's wearing a mask now, but they kept showing her the other day when I was watching, and I couldn't tell if she was awake or asleep, honestly. I didn't want to say dead or alive, but she
is 101 years old, so I can.
Absolutely.
She's probably going to doze off a little bit. She's got to get her rest up.
Yeah, well, we got some good games coming up. Of the next 4 that happen this Saturday coming up, we've got Oregon State, Loyola, Chicago. Let's just run through these real quick. Who you got?
Gambling wise, or are you talking about just straight up winning?
Just straight up. Just who's going to win?
I think Loyola will win this game.
All right. Nova, Baylor. Oh, I'll also go Loyola, Chicago.
Okay.
Villanova, Baylor.
Baylor will win by 20.
I hope so. I do not like Villanova. I'll go with that too. Oral Roberts, Arkansas. Same. And Houston, Syracuse.
Cuse. I'm going with the upset.
Cuse. All right. I'll stick with Houston so we can at least have one different. Good Lord.
That's for Saturday though. So What about Sunday's matchups? Pull them up real quick.
Sunday's matchups. Got them coming now. First one is Creighton Gonzaga.
Gonzaga by 25, 30 points. They're not stopping.
Little side note, let me just shit on my segment that I should just create called Shitting on 1010. And
you need to own that segment right now.
Good old Hayes Carline decided to talk about Gonzaga, the one that we get on people so much for. It's Gonzaga, not Gonzaga. They're not the Zogs. They're the Zags. Say the name right or get off the air. I'm so sorry. Like, I was at Strings the other day and I saw them there and I just didn't even look over. Love Lauren. I would have loved to say hi to Lauren, maybe talked with her a bit, but seeing Frangie and Hayes just made me want to punch a brick wall, man.
Jesus.
We need to record there. Kyle,
maybe that's
Kyle and Matt, if you're listening, we gotta hook this up. Get us in there. Take over
Strings.
Take over Strings on Friday night so that so that 1010 can't go anymore. Actually, they probably pay for that, right? So never mind.
Maybe, who knows? I
don't know.
We'll see. We'll figure it out.
All right, next game, UCLA, Alabama.
I am gonna go Alabama.
All right, same here. Pac-12 action, Oregon, USC.
I got Oregon.
I'll go USC just for the parity. And last but not least, your Florida State Seminoles versus the number 1 Michigan Wolverines.
I'm going with the Seminoles. I think they get revenge for 2018. And I'm sorry, was it 2018? 2019?
A couple years
ago. 2018.
2018.
2018 when we lost to them in the Elite Eight. When Leonard Hamilton screwed up with the last-second coaching decision.
Yep.
I remember that he will get revenge on Michigan. He'll break through to get to the Elite Eight, and then they'll run into Alabama.
I'll put it this way.
I'm sorry, not Alabama. Is it Alabama who they play?
In the
Alabama. Yeah, they play Alabama. I apologize.
I'll put it to you this way. If Florida State plays the first, I'm going to say 6 minutes, like they did in the first half against Colorado, they lose the game. If they play it like the first 6 minutes of the second half, they win the game. So if Florida State comes out sloppy, Michigan is a much better team than Colorado is.
They haven't played a defense like Florida State has, though. Or like Florida State's yet. That's where I think Florida State has a chance. If they keep it low scoring, if they can force Michigan into some missed shots, I think Florida State can win the game.
That was the problem with Colorado, is they committed just as many turnovers and then more than we did.
Exactly. And Colorado is a good shooting team. So if we can do the same thing to Michigan, who is missing their leading scorer in Isaiah Livers, I do think Florida State can pull off the upset. Granted, it does depend on how they do on the offensive side of the ball. They have a chance. It's a slim chance, but I think they can do it. I really do believe in Florida State this year. I just wish I don't know. They have a chance to win the title if they don't play Gonzaga in the Final Four, but we'll see what happens.
There's something interesting. Looking at the tournament schedule here, the lowest price ticket for the Oregon USC game is $78. Now, I don't know if that has to do with the matchup, has to do with the time that it's being played.
It has to do with the Pac-12 sucking.
But like the lowest price ticket for the Gonzaga Creighton game is $574.
That's because Gonzaga is the best team in the country.
Holy crap! Or $500 more. Excuse me. That's insane.
You get to see the best team in the country play compared to probably the
Bill Walton's Oregon and USC.
I'd say the 10th, 11th, maybe. I don't even know what ranking they would be, but you're not gonna get to see the top team in the country that often.
Yeah. And now we're going to move on to the NIT. Oh, wait, no, nobody cares. We're not in that.
Nope.
We don't have to talk about that anymore. We're not there.
Thank God.
Thank God, indeed. Well, I think that about wraps up our college basketball segment here. I'm just excited for more good basketball. That's all we can really ask for at this point.
And this has been a weird tournament where it started on a Friday, and then the first 2 rounds were Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The Sweet 16 start on Saturday and Sunday. And the Elite Eight is on a Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't mind it as long as Florida State wins. I don't care. But honestly, it's fun. It's something to do during the weeknights now.
True.
So I can't complain about that because honestly, the weeknights are kind of boring and our Magic suck. NBA is kind of boring now because playoffs need to get here quickly. And we have another month until the NFL draft. So we have plenty of things to talk about coming up. But it's something to look forward to on the weeknights now.
Well, that's an excellent segue about the draft. The Jaguars are preparing to they've kind of rounded out who they've already picked in free agency to see who we're probably going to draft.
Trevor Lawrence.
Besides Trevor Lawrence, obviously. But, like, positions, position groups. So, gosh, how many signings did we have? Like 14 or something like that? I don't even know.
12, I believe, new signings, and the rest are re-signings, whether it's practice squad or just re-signings from in the building.
Right off the bat, A through F. What do you give it so far?
B.
Yeah, I give it a B minus.
Yeah, I give it a B. My favorite signing is honestly the Shaquille Griffin signing, the cornerback from Seattle that we signed for I believe, a 4-year deal. I do like Shaquille Griffin because he is a good number 1 corner. He is perfect opposite C.J. Henderson, and I know many of you guys have heard me not really be a fan of C.J. Henderson. I apologize. It's a 3-year deal, $40 million contract that he signed with the Jags. I think that he is a perfect number 1 opposite C.J. I think C.J. is really a number 2 corner, at least from what I've seen only his rookie year. We need a veteran presence, kind of like what Jalen Ramsey had his second year in the league. Jalen Ramsey, when he was in Jacksonville, was an all-pro talent his rookie year and every year since then. However, when they added a veteran corner, it helped Jalen Ramsey's development even more, and that veteran corner was A.J. Boye. Shaquille Griffin I'm not saying A.J. Boye and Shaquille Griffin are on the same level. I'm just saying adding Shaquille Griffin would be a huge plus for C.J. in that secondary, along with signing Go ahead.
Sidney Jones? Is that what you're going to say?
No, I was going to say along with the signing of Rayshon Jenkins. I do like those two signings a lot. I think our secondary has been improved immensely just through this free agency. And I do think that they are still not done. I think they're going to get another safety or a corner. I believe a safety in the draft, whether it's 25, 33, 36, or whatever the second round pick number is.
Something where in the 30s. I was just going to say he'd be good for the teaching or mentoring of Sidney Jones too. I don't know. I like Sidney Jones. I think he has potential. I don't think he's got star power, but I think he could be he's third corner.
I'd say third or maybe fourth corner. It's not going to be anything great, but he's going to help us off the bench, especially since we re-signed Trey Herndon as well. So those are our 4 corners: Griffin, Sidney Jones, Trey Herndon, and then C.J. Henderson. So those are good 4 corners. And what was your favorite signing if you had to pick one?
Oh, I was going to go the same route as you. I'm pretty boring. Yeah, I was going to be Shaq Griffin.
Shaq Griffin, fair enough.
Yeah.
I do like the Marvin Jones signing a little bit. I do like the Alualu. Alualu is back in Jacksonville, which I'm not opposed to because he actually was helpful for the Steelers. And I think what myself and other fans hated about Alualu was that we drafted him way too high.
Absolutely.
Like, if we drafted him in the late 20s, he'd be an excellent pick. But since he was a top 10 pick, didn't work out, and also did not help the fact that it was in the same draft class as Tim Tebow, and that's where a lot of fans hold it. Gross. I mean, I'm just saying, a lot of fans hold it against the organization.
I need a sip of water now. Ugh, get that sour taste in my mouth.
But I like Tyson Alualu. He's actually a good run stuffer, which we definitely need. And as we all know, the Jags' run defense was atrocious last year.
Here's a wild conspiracy theory that I saw. I don't think it's true. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. I do not personally think it is true. The Jaguars re-signed Aldrick Rosas, the kicker that sucked last year. People are saying they re-signed him and they're going to cut our man.
Lamborghini?
Josh Lambo.
I doubt it. Unless Lambo's injury is a career-ending one.
And that was the tweet. Somebody said that his injury may have been worse than they had anticipated.
It wasn't a groin injury?
I thought it was a hamstring.
Either way, it's a lower area,
like an important part of his leg.
Yeah, and it's kind of. I mean, if it's a career-ending injury, then sure, why not? It's not a terrible idea, but I don't believe that it's because. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen anything negative about Lambo, but then again, I haven't seen anything positive about Lambo's injury status, so I'm not sure.
I'd be so upset.
I mean, it'd be disappointing.
He was not good.
Since we went from Scobie to Jason Myers, then to Josh Lambo, and now we're going to Aldrick Rosas. I mean, we'll find a kicker. We'll find a kicker next year. We went through 6 kickers last year, so granted we tanked, so it doesn't matter.
I'm trying to think of a good roller coaster to compare it to where you go up and down and up and down, up and down, but you get the point. We were up really high, then we went down with Myers, and we went back up. Now, I hope we're not going down again, but Jaguars do lose Mike Longneck Glennon to the Giants. Who cares? We lose Josh Oliver to the Ravens.
We trade him for a bag of chips. I'm good with it.
Hey, you know what? If he can stay healthy, I'm sure he can be a decent tight end, but he couldn't hear, so it doesn't matter to me.
I got a question for you before you go any further. Yeah. Who is one signing you are like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's got to be Carlos Hyde.
Thank you.
Easy. Why? What's wrong with Chris Thompson?
Chris Thompson was injury prone. I'll give him that.
Who cares? James Robinson is obviously the number one guy. What does Carlos Hyde bring that he didn't bring last time he was here, which was nothing?
The only reason why I can see it is a different system. Carlos Hyde did play with Bevel and Sean. I don't know if it was Schonheimer, but I still think it was a stupid signing.
I don't give a shit. It's stupid.
It's stupid. It was dumb. That's the one signing I do question.
Back it too. Some of those people on Twitter that we aren't too fond of. I'm looking at you winking right now, but you know who I'm talking about, but I won't say the name. But some of these people that back these are just like...
Okay, I just got a notification from Sleeper. The Eagles have signed Joe Flacco.
What is Sleeper?
It's a fantasy notification app. It's a fantasy football app.
Oh, well, okay. With the Eagles, all right. Well,
Joe Flacco's still in the league. Why?
Doug Flutie played till he was like 45.
Doug Flutie.
Anything else you want to touch on about the Jags?
Oh, he didn't do shit in the NFL. He didn't do much.
He was a backup. He was a group backup.
I don't know about that, but anything about the Jags? He had 86 touchdowns and 68 picks. Not great.
I know, but he was a backup and like for most of his career. He only played
fair enough.
He needed to.
Fair
That's
enough.
What I meant. But yeah, no. Anything else about the Jaguars?
April 29th cannot get here soon enough.
God, man, there's more and more edits coming out of Trevor Lawrence in a Jags jersey, and they're getting better each time, and I love it. I love it. Give it to me. Spoon feed it to me. Give it to me.
I'm
with
like
some
Zeke
hot
eating
fudge.
that milk. Give me more of those edits of Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville.
You mean cereal?
I just said eating.
You said milk.
Whatever. He was eating milk and cereal. Whatever he was doing. He was eating milk pretty much. The way he was eating was just milk. I didn't see any cereal in that bowl.
Okay, well, here's one more thing. There are some... Obviously, there's players that we have not re-signed yet. Of the group that we have in front of us via overthecap.com, any of these guys that you want to see back on the team next year?
Nope. Keelan Cole would be one, but I think Keelan Cole already signed somewhere. But other than that, nope, sayonara. Get out of here.
That's fair. Yeah, looking through it too, nothing really jumping out to me. I mean,
yep, Keelan Cole did sign for the New York Jets. So.
Oh, that's right. I did see that the other day. I forgot about it.
I completely forgot about that too.
Good for him.
I'm gonna miss him.
He was a good guy. He was a good receiver. I mean,
DD can fuck off though. I don't like DD.
Wait, why do you not like DD?
He's just not, in my opinion, not a good receiver.
Yeah, I would agree. He's
overrated.
A 3-4 at best, maybe. All right, I think I'm going to jump into some local talk, dude, because I have something that I want everyone to hear. Public service announcement. Mike, you've heard of the fine establishment Wild Wing Cafe, correct?
Yep.
We've been there, actually, a couple of times ourselves. I used to frequent that place to watch Tampa Bay Lightning games back in the day. But they have a deal right now that is top tier. Maybe the best deal I've ever received on anything ever. This past Sunday, I was hungry, and I wanted wings. It's a pretty common occurrence for me. I mean, wings are my go-to, and I know you feel that way too, where just eating wings while watching sports is just a great combo.
I mean, we hit each other up to get dinner, and we literally say wings, and we're like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it's very common. So I hop on DoorDash, Uber Eats, didn't find much luck for wing places, because I don't know why. Maybe they turned them off for the high volume that they were getting for the NCAA tournament, but I decided to go on Wild Wings app. I was like, you know what? I'll just go order it and go pick it up. I was waiting until the race started. I couldn't wait for the race to start, which you missed it, didn't you? You were driving home, right? The NASCAR race?
Yeah. What time was the race yesterday or
3.
Sunday? I was just getting into town.
Yeah, well, it wasn't good, so you didn't miss much. I had another new winner, though, which was nice. But anyway, I'm ordering, and I noticed I was going to get 30 wings. Well, 30 wings is $30.99. Not a bad deal, honestly, if you look at wing prices at, say, like Hurricane or Buffalo Wild Wings and stuff like that. But then I went down and scrolled a little further. They have a deal that was 30 wings and a large pepperoni pizza for $25. And I'm like, that makes no sense at all. But all right, so I'm going through. I'm putting in my sauces, Colorado Copper, all the good sauces, you know. I get to check out, and it keeps telling me after I put in my card, it's like, redeem coupon. I'm like, I can't redeem this coupon because it said $15 off of $45. My total was $25, so I was like, how can I do that? So I just finally hit redeem. It worked. I paid $10.75 for 30 wings and a large pepperoni pizza. I have no idea if that will work again for you, but I recommend if you like wings. Now, the pizza is Chuck E. Cheese pizza. It's very average, but, I mean, shit, it's a large pizza for free, basically. $10.75 for all that food. It fed me for a couple days. I am set. I wanted to pass that along to everyone else so that they can try it.
You know, it's funny. I remember when quarantine for Florida lasted like 2 weeks. When it was at the beginning, when everyone was just takeout only, no one could eat in the restaurants and whatnot. I remember Wild Wing Cafe did do that deal.
Yes, me too.
I literally heard about it. I tried to order it. They said we just stopped doing it. I was like, fuck. I was so mad I couldn't get that deal. It was $30 for a pizza. Oh, I'm sorry, a large pizza and 30 wings. I was like, damn, that's a pretty good deal for $25.
Yeah.
I was very caught off guard by that.
Yeah, and that's why I recommend everyone trying it now, because if you download the app and do that, you can get that coupon most likely, and you can pay $10.75 for 30 wings and an average pizza. But what are you looking at?
I'm making sure my car's not getting towed.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Paranoid over here.
Not when I'm parked by a medical facility. Who knows if they'll tow my car.
Fair. I did want to add 2 more local items. Earlier in the month, we did start having electric scooters in downtown Jacksonville. Have you ever been in a city with them before?
I visited a city with them before in Tampa, I believe. Yeah, it was Tampa.
Tampa does have them, yeah. And, I was out in Denver, and we were going to ride them, but alas, I had no data on my phone to download the app to get the scooters. But it's the same concept here. It's an open fleet, so you kind of just go around and you find it. I mean, there are designated corrals for them.
Where in downtown is it?
It just says across downtown.
Oh, okay.
So
probably, possibly Riverside, San Marco, you think? Or do you think it's like more where the old landing was?
I'm assuming more over there, yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's like it's $1 to unlock the scooter, and then it's 30 cents a minute. So I know there's one outside the public library, so that's going to be off one spot. There's one by the courthouse. So you can go from the courthouse to TIAA Bank.
Gotcha. Okay.
With, I think on the north side it's Beaver Street and kind of close to me in the La Villa area. So
way to disclose your location.
I'm in the La Villa area. People know that I'm in the La Villa area. It's all good. I don't know exactly where. I could be under the sewers for all we know.
That's very true.
But yeah, I just thought that was a cool thing. I definitely recommend just trying it out if you want. I mean, like I said, it's 30 cents a minute. So just go for like a couple minutes and just see what it's like. I'm sure you have to download an app. The ones out in Denver were like Lyft and Uber, like those.
Yeah, those are the ones I remember in
Bird
Tampa,
and stuff like
thing,
that. Yeah, these are a different brand. These are called, let me look here, Duck, Hellbiz, Link, and Spin.
I've heard of Link.
I've heard of Duck.
No, it's Blue Duck, not Duck.
Oh, Blue Duck, whatever. Well, maybe I haven't heard of Duck then. But yeah, so basically, I'm sure you have to download an app and then you can rent it real quick. This girl in the picture is actually wearing a helmet, which is super cute. But if we had a bar district, this would be great. You go get drunk instead of driving home. You could scooter home. I mean, technically you're not supposed to, but yeah, it's safer.
I read something. I didn't click the link. I saw somewhere that the scooters here had issues or violence or something. I'm like, of course they have in Jacksonville only.
There's issues everywhere. I did a paper actually on scooters a couple months back of why Jacksonville shouldn't get them. And here we are.
Lenny Curry just said, "Screw you."
Yep. Now we got them. My other bit of local news was also something that came out a little while ago, but a new restaurant called Estrella Cucina.
Costina?
Either or. I mean, Italian would probably say cucina, but either or. Whatever. It's coming to the rooftop of ViStar's downtown campus. So it's the team behind the Bread and Board, which, have you been there?
No.
Delicious. Definitely need to try it. Again, sounds really lame, but their bread is delicious. But they are building it literally on the rooftop, which is awesome. I mean, having that kind of view is just going to be fantastic. It's technically the 7th floor rooftop, but it's 3,500 square feet of indoor space and a 4,500 square foot outdoor seating area and event space. It'll seat about 75, but about 500 people can go there for events. So, like, when things open back up, you can have, like, a concert up there or something. That would be sick. So, I'm definitely kind of interested. It's going to be, like, kind of Mexican food. Baja is what they call it, I guess. So, it should be kind of street fare. I can imagine tacos of some sort, something like that.
Man, you're making me hungry.
I know. I'm sorry. It is dinner time for us, but... yeah, I just thought I'd add that too because I think that's pretty sweet.
I do have one more thing for local update.
Oh, hit it. Let's go.
So April 24th, my birthday.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I won't be here, but UFC is coming to Jacksonville. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
Yeah, and they're having a full crowd in Jacksonville at the Veterans Arena.
I'm not hype about that like you are.
I thought that was
huge.
Idiotic. I mean, I think it's kind of risky, but it's...
kind of risky?
Yeah, it's very
risky.
However, though, I mean, the Super Bowl had, not full capacity, clearly, but they're outdoors. They didn't have a super spreader like event as people originally thought.
They also had a bunch of healthcare workers that
I'm talking about like the tailgating areas, not in the stadium. But we'll see. I mean, it's very interesting, but this is actually big for Jacksonville because when COVID first hit, UFC was here, and there were no fans. And they did say they're coming back, and they're coming back in full force. So it's very interesting what they're doing. That's UFC 261, April. The tickets I saw are not out yet. If people wanted to go, just be careful. But it's a very big thing for a sport to have a full crowd right now.
You think they're going to try and do masks?
Who?
The crowd? Like, are they going to have the crowd?
They might make it a requirement.
I doubt it.
I don't know. I mean, Jags games, they had 50% capacity, or 25% capacity, and they're forcing that. And we'll see how they do it at the Veterans Arena. But I think it's a big deal for Jacksonville to get UFC because it's a pay-per-view fight. And if memory serves me correctly, the only two spots for pay-per-view fights are Vegas and Dubai. So Jacksonville would be big to have a pay-per-view fight. So I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure from what I've seen UFC over the past year, it's just been those two.
Let's go to Dubai.
I'm down.
All right, cool. All right. Thanks.
Just those two locations, but I think that's big for Jacksonville and the future of UFC coming back to Jacksonville under normal circumstances.
Nice. Well, we hope next episode Skylar can come back and join us, give us a little more golf inside, a little coastal indoor golf update as well. We have some. I know they've just added some cool things to their store, so we can't wait to see what's going on there. If you don't already, follow us on Twitter because, you're just crazy if you aren't already. I mean, Mike, drop your handle.
You drop your handle first.
Oh, my goodness. You don't even know your handle. Well, I am at Keith Manzi, which is very easy because that is my name. MANZ as in zebra E.
Mine is at Mike_Yazgi, spelled YAZIGI 94.
And SkyChase94 for Skylar. As well as our official account at Dimes on Duval. We have all of our good stuff being posted there. If you ever want to hear anything specific you want us to talk about, feel free to either hit us up on Twitter. We have Facebook. We have Instagram. You can text us. Doesn't matter. We'd love to hear from you, see what more you want to hear from us. Maybe if you have any interviews or anything. I don't know if you saw this, Mike, but Wale on Facebook, he posted about something from way back in our River City Rogue days.
Is it the one where the wedding party?
He goes to weddings and reviews them.
He posted it, because I sent it to him on Twitter today, actually. I sent it to him and I said, wow, that was a few years ago. So we started talking a little bit about it.
Yeah, well, he reposted it and say, man, I wish I could still do this. Well, somebody replied to him and said, is this something we could still do? Because I definitely have connections to weddings. He's like, I would just need a free space to write. Someone that would go along with that. And I said, Dimes on Duval would gladly accept you. Because we are River City Rogue in a sense.
Yeah.
We're just the remaining branches of it. So I think it would be great if Wale could come aboard, write some reviews from some weddings, and we could have some fun with it. Oh, man. We'd send some swag that way, too, because we aren't stingy about that. Thank you guys for joining us again for another episode of Dimes on Duval, presented by Coastal Indoor Golf. He's Mike Yashi. I'm Keith Manzi. Thank you for tuning in, and this has been another episode of Dimes on Duval.